This is Chapter 3, Test Review. Remember, I've told you to remember is of and percents are over 100. It's always part over the whole. Okay? Number 1, indicate the answer choice that best completes the sentence or answers the question. Determine each number. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. Some of you are missing problems because you're not reading what they're asking. What number is 230% of 76? Okay, is of 76. 76 is my of 76. My percent goes over 100. You're solving for x. Remember, it's cross multiply, cross product. So you'll have 100x equals 230 times 76. Okay? And you can figure the rest. Number 2. The sale price of a video game that has been discounted 25% is $26.17. What is the original price of the video game? There's a couple of ways you can do this. I'm just going to show you one way. Remember when we did the 100 minus 25 and I got 75%. Okay, so I'm going to put my 75 over 100 equals 26.17 over x. Okay, same thing. Cross multiply. And you can finish it from there. You will round this. You will round. Up here it still says round to the 10th. You will round. Number 3, determine reasonable answers. Okay, so that could be something that's very close to it. Just make sure it's reasonable. Okay, of 721 students, 38.2% do not have computers at home. What is a reasonable estimate for the number of students that do not have computers at home? So I see my percent. Immediately put your percent over 100. Keep your decimal. We're not getting rid of it. We're putting it over 100 to get rid of the percent sign. Of 721. Of is always on the bottom. Okay, so cross product, 38.2 times 721 equals 100x. Solve for x. Be very careful your use of your decimals, guys. Round to the nearest tenth. Determine the simple interest earned in the savings account that pays 5% interest if $2,900 is deposited for 7 years. Interest equals principal times rate times time. Your principal is your money, $2,900. Your rate is your percent, but we're never going to put the percent here. It's going to be 0.05. And this is always your year. It's marked in years. your years is 7. Okay, so multiply that across to get your answer. Number 5, write an equation for each problem and then solve. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. 521 is 53.4% of what number? Of what number? 21 is 53.4% of what number? Okay. Cross product. 53.4x equals, and 21 times 100. Solve for x. Number 6. Of 380 students in school, 25% wear glasses. Is 200, 82, 95, or 129 a reasonable estimate for the number of students wearing glasses? Okay, we have of 380 is of, we have 25% over 100. Okay, cross product, 380 times 25 equals 100x. Number 7. Elizabeth gave 11% of the cost as a tip to the delivery person who delivered her car after service at the cost of $284. What will be the total cost of the tip to the nearest cent? So let's find 11% of the cost. Change 11 to 0.11. And you're going to multiply that out. But it wants the total cost. This is your tip. So you want your cost, your tip, added together to get total cost. Number 8. Determine each percent of change. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. State whether the percent of change is an increase or a decrease. Let's do that first and eliminate choices. If it's 57 feet to 80 to 78 feet, is this an increase or a decrease? From 57 to 78. It's going up. So it's definitely an increase. Now I've eliminated 2 of my questions or answer choices. Okay, so we're going to take 78, subtract 57 over 57. Okay, if you do that, you should get 21 over 57. And then let's put that into your formula to find the percent. 21 over 57 equals what percent? Okay. Again, cross product, just what we've been doing. Number 9. What is the selling price of a 355 TV with a 35% markup? Round to the nearest cent, and we want to know what the selling price would be. So let's find our percent of markup. 355 times 0.35. Okay, this is your markup. Then you're going to take your original at 355, add your markup to get total cost. Okay. Number 10. Determine the simple interest. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. I equals P times rate times time. Okay, remember, this is money. Oh, no, sorry. This is years. This is money, and this is percent. Your interest equals 800 times your rate. I'm not going to put the percent sign. 0.05 times 3 years. Determine the total cost to the nearest cent. The boat is $1,500. The sales tax, 6 point, see, I almost made a mistake. 1, 2, okay, 2, 5. Okay, so make sure we have to move the decimal over 2 spots. So 0, 6, 2, 5. Okay, this is your tax. Your original price was $1,500. Plus your tax equals total cost. Number 12, graph. This graph shows the time a puppy spends on different activities during the day. What is a reasonable estimate of how much time a puppy spends sleeping? Always highlight, square, box, whatever important words. You look at your chart and you want to find sleeping. This is my sleeping. So you have 16 hours out of how many hours? Okay, 16 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 24 hours in a day. So obviously this is per day, and that's what it says right here. So 16 out of 24 hours, they want to sleep. What percentage is that? Okay, cross product, 24x equals 16 times 100. Number 13, write an equation for each problem, then solve. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. 63 is what percent of 310? 63 is what percent of 310? Cross product. 63 times 100 equals 310x. Number 14. A jacket that normally sells for $35 is on sale for 20% off. What is the sale price of the jacket? 35 times 20%. This is your discount. Okay, so you have your $35. This is your original minus your discount to get your total cost. Okay. Number 15. On Sunday, 31% of the tickets sold at a theme park were children tickets. The rest were adult tickets. At the if the theme park sold 350 tickets in all, how many children tickets were sold on this particular day? Remember, part of the whole. So the total amount of tickets sold was 350. 31% were children tickets. So it's asking for children tickets, and we know it's 31%. So there you go. Cross product, 350, 31, 100x. 16. Jessica's parents borrow $4,500 from the bank for a new deck. The interest rate is 5.5 per year. How much simple interest will they pay if it takes 4 years to repay the loan? Interest equals principal times rate times time. This is your money, percent, and months. Oops, years. Okay. Principal is your money times your rate. Remember 1, 2, 0.055 times how many years? 4. Be careful of your decimals. Number 7. An item that cost $670 is marked up 20%. What is the selling price? Let's find out what 20% is. 620 or 670, 20%. This is your markup. Okay, you have your original plus your markup equals your total cost. Number 18, determine each percent of change, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. State whether the percent of change is an increase or a decrease. Well, let's look. It's going from 198 to 139. That is a decrease. So let's eliminate 2 answers right off the bat. You went from 198, subtract 139. Okay, you're going to get 59. So 59 over your original equals what percent? Okay, remember, this is the original. This is your difference. Okay. Number 19. Daryl's uncle bought a new refrigerator for $1,190 using a credit card. His card has an interest rate of 18%. If he has no other charges on his card and does not make a payment, how much will he owe after 1 month? Okay, we have principal times rate times time. The principal is your money times your rate, changed it to a decimal, times your time, 1 out of 12. Number 20. Determine each number, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. What number is 59.9% of, so we're finding is of over your percent. What number is 59.9% of 780? Number 21. Round to the nearest tenth. What number is 32% of 40? So again, what number is 32% of 40? Determine each percent of change, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. State whether the percent of change is an increase or decrease. Okay, from 77 to 60. I believe it went down. That would be a decrease. So now you got 2 choices. So 77 minus 60 is going to give you 17. Remember, the difference goes on top, the original goes on the bottom. And you're trying to find the percent. Okay? Difference, original, percent. Maria's dinner bill. Determine the total cost to the nearest cent. We've got to read all that fine print. Maria's dinner bill is $19.95 after tax. She wants to leave an 18% tip. Original price, tip. What will the total cost of dinner be? So find your tip. Then you're going to take your original, it's 19.95 is your original, plus your tip. So this is the percent of you're going to leave your tip. This is actually your tip, but they're wanting to leave a percent for the tip. This number is your tip. You're going to take this and add it here to find your total cost. Number 24. Determine each number. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. What percent of 180 is 36? Number 25. Determine reasonable answer. Okay, reasonable answer. This one's going to be a little tricky. A survey shows that 28% of teens regularly watch television when they are doing their homework. Suppose there are 379 seventh graders who complete their homework on a particular night. This is the whole. What would be the number of teens that will watch television while they do homework? 28% is who watches TV while they do homework. The whole student body is 379. Okay, you're going to do 28 times 379 equals 100x. You're going to get an answer, and it is not one of these. Okay, but you're going to try which one is the closest reasonable answers. You're going to estimate. So your answer needs to be the closest to one of these. Okay? You're estimating. Determine each number, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. 197.6 is 26%. Okay, it is 26%. Over 100, take that off, of what number? Okay, so 197.6 times 100 equals 26x. Number 27. Write an equation for each problem and solve. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. What percent, I'm looking for a percent, of 60 is 144? Okay, I know it looks weird, but it's going to work. Do your cross multiplication. 28, a customer's lunch costs $7.98. And again, we're looking for the total cost around to the nearest cent. So $7.98. Customer wants to leave an 18% tip. Times that by 18%. This is your tip. You have your original, $7.98, plus your tip equals total cost. So this goes there. Okay, total cost. Okay. If you have any questions, we'll be in the room, but we will go over this on the next school day.